Behind these walls, America hides a world most people never see. More than 2 million lives are locked inside the system. Every sentence carries a story. Some end. Some never do. In 2025, prison control is digital. Isolation is still part of the punishment. Technology watches what humans once missed. Freedom exists here only in fragments. It's not just inmates who serve time. Once they close, everything changes. This is not where the story begins. America's prison system did not begin with steel doors, digital cameras, or biometric scanners. It began with an idea. The idea that isolation could change a person. In the late 18th and early 19th centuries, the first prisons in the United States were built as an experiment. Inmates were separated from society, deprived of communication, and left alone with silence and their own thoughts. It was believed that solitude, reflection, and remorse would lead to reform. On paper, the idea sounded humane. In reality, it quickly proved otherwise. The system expanded faster than the understanding of how it should work. As the United States grew, cities expanded and industry accelerated, the prison population increased dramatically. By the end of the 19th century, prisons were no longer places of reform. They became overcrowded institutions of control, where maintaining order mattered more than rehabilitation. Forced labor replaced reflection. Discipline replaced individual consideration. Control displaced compassion. Prisons became reflections of society's fears, fear of crime, poverty, migration, and social instability. Incarceration was increasingly used as a simple answer to complex problems. The 20th century intensified everything. Mandatory sentencing laws, zero-tolerance policies, and the so-called war on drugs dramatically increased incarceration rates. By the 1990s, the United States had the highest prison population in the world. Millions of lives. Hundreds of facilities. Entire generations shaped by the system. At the same time, rehabilitation programs were reduced. Educational opportunities disappeared. Solitary confinement expanded and became routine. For many, prison stopped being a temporary punishment and became part of a recurring life cycle. Yet even in this form, the system never stood still. At the beginning of the 21st century, technology entered the cell blocks. Surveillance cameras replaced guard towers. Digital databases replaced paper files. Algorithms began to analyze behavior, movement, and risk. What once depended on a correctional officer's intuition became measurable. Every step, every interaction, every action, recorded, stored, and reviewed. By 2025, America's prison system had become a high-tech mechanism of control. Biometric systems confirm identity. Digital profiles follow individuals long after release. Monitoring happens in real time. At the same time, public awareness around mental health has grown. Trauma, addiction, and the social roots of crime are discussed more openly than ever. But between discussion and meaningful change, a wide gap remains. Reforms are proposed. Reforms are debated. Reforms are delayed. Today's prison system mirrors modern America itself, advanced, efficient, deeply divided, and fundamentally conflicted. It is a space where punishment and rehabilitation exist side by side, but not always together. Where safety is achieved through constant surveillance. Where freedom is measured not only in years served, but in consequences that last a lifetime. And ultimately, this is not just a story about prisons. It is a story about choice. About how a society decides whom to isolate, and for how long. About what happens to people after the doors close. And about what those choices reveal. Not about the past. But about the future of America.
Bye everyone, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.